All right, so moving on to the next segment, I'll be sharing my UFC 2023 review. So let me get this out the way. Obviously, we still have some time to go left in the UFC. There's still some big time things that will translate by the end of the calendar year 2023. So I'm going to share my review from everything that's transpired from January all the way until October. So with that being said, I do believe it's been a great year for the UFC thus far in the calendar year of 2023. There's been a lot to like. There's been a lot of championship victories. There's been a lot of upsets that have transpired in the UFC thus far. And starting off with Islam Makhachev's big victory over Alexander Volkanovski, that was a big time moment. We saw the return of John Jones returning back to the octagon after a 3-year layoff. We saw Leon Edwards proving to the world that his upset victory over Kamaru Usman in late 2022 was not a fluke when the two fought each other again in March of 2023 with Leon Edwards successfully retaining his title. We saw Israel Adesanya finally defeat Alex Pereira to become the middleweight champion once again in the UFC. We saw Sean O'Malley defeat Aljamain Sterling by knockout to win his first UFC world title. We saw Sean Strickland's upset victory over Israel Adesanya, and there's still some big time fights to be made in the calendar year 2023. There's still Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira in that huge rematch taking place in the lightweight division. We're still going to see John Jones defend his heavyweight championship in Madison Square Garden, and we're going to get Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington by the end of the year in the UFC. So there's I like this year thus far in the calendar year 2023. Of course, Dana White and company have done a great job keeping fans entertained thus far throughout the calendar year 2023. They had a great year. They had a great year of having drama. They had a great year of having championship changes. They had upset victories, dramatic returns, and watch Amanda Nunes and several others ride it off into the sunset and officially retire from the UFC. There has been some great monumental moments in the calendar year 2023 that could be unforgettable as time goes on in the UFC world. Now, was this the best year of UFC? No, obviously not. There's been better years than this. But UFC in the calendar year 2023, they have done a great job and continuing delivering the best fights possible in the sport of MMA inside the UFC organization. So to me, 2023 has been a good year for the UFC thus far, and I do believe they're going to hit on all strides, on all cylinders to finish strong for the calendar year of 2023.